What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing. You get me?
I don't get you. I think you gotta demonstrate.
Hawk Tuah, spit on it. Spit on it.
A casual remark on the streets of Nashville transformed Haley Welch, a nobody from small-town Belfast, Tennessee, into the Hawk Tuah Girl, a global sensation overnight. With her folksy southern drawl, guileless smile, and instinctive wit, Welch was hailed as 2024's honest millionaire. Merch flew off shelves, her podcast hit Spotify's top 5, and hundreds of thousands in ad deals poured in. From factory worker to Hollywood and social media stardom, she became a new icon of pop culture. But that stardom shattered in just 176 days. Haley Welch vanished with millions of fans' dollars, leaving thousands of families penniless, some even homeless. The FBI issued a nationwide manhunt for her. Media headlines screamed, the biggest scam in 2024's internet culture. Her podcast collapsed, brands cut ties, and the smile once celebrated was now mocked in memes, a symbol of deceit.
I was in an open investigation, going to see the FBI, and then the SEC reached out. Everything else was shut down.
From the pinnacle of fame, Welch plummeted to a pit of despair, empty-handed, reputation tarnished, reviled for the very phrase that launched her to glory. So what really happened in those 176 harrowing days? And could it be that the massive fortune didn't vanish, but is hidden behind a dark, untold secret? Join us as we unravel the unforgettable 176 days of Hawk Tuah. On June 11, 2024, a street interview video by YouTube channel Tim and D TV made history. When asked about a bedroom move that drives men wild, Haley Welch, with her thick southern drawl and innocent smile, replied, "You gotta give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing." The phrase, paired with her mimicked spitting sound, spread like wildfire across TikTok, Instagram, and X. The video racked up millions of views, was remixed into songs, printed on t-shirts, and became a Gen Z catchphrase. Welch was hailed as the Dolly Parton of Gen Z, an authentic, humorous, unpretentious small-town girl. She didn't let the opportunity slip. Partnering with Fathead Threads, she sold hats, t-shirts, and stickers emblazoned with Hawk Tuah, earning over $65,000 in the first 2 weeks of July 2024. A Hawk Tuah 24 baseball cap sold out 2,000 units in 48 hours.
So it's like everybody else is making money off of it with merchandise, and he's making money off videos. It's like, that's not fair. Like, it's me. Why am I not making any money? So I went and I got all my acts together. Here I am.
She appeared at CMA Fest, threw the ceremonial first pitch at a New York Mets game in August, and performed alongside Zach Bryan and Shaquille O'Neal. In interviews with Barstool Sports and The Hollywood Reporter, she repeated Hawk Tuah like a mantra, paired with lively party stories, solidifying her partying country girl image. But that dazzling stardom soon faced its first cracks. The line between humor and tastelessness proved thinner than Welch realized. In her effort to maintain her image, she began crossing boundaries. In a Barstool Sports interview, Welch shared explicit details about partying and drinking, and posted Instagram videos dancing in tight outfits with captions like Hawk Tuah and party all night. These actions were deemed vulgar and indulgent by some, especially parents and conservatives, who felt she'd lost the innocent small-town girl charm the public once adored. As a result, Welch lost about 50,000 Instagram followers, dropping from 2.6 million to 2.55 million in August 2024. Several small brands canceled advertising deals with her. Still, the controversy didn't escalate into a major scandal, and her core fans remained loyal. Sensing the risk, Welch acted quickly to salvage her reputation. In a The Hollywood Reporter interview, she emphasized her desire to move beyond the Hawk Tuah image to become a professional influencer. She donated $10,000 to a Tennessee animal charity and launched the Talk Tuah podcast with support from Jake Paul's Betrar Company. The podcast swiftly climbed to Spotify's top 5, featuring guests like Whitney Cummings, Mark Cuban, and Wiz Khalifa, helping her regain public trust. But this was merely the calm before the biggest storm, the Hawk coin scandal, that threatened to engulf her entirely. By late 2024, as the meme coin craze exploded on the Solana blockchain with names like Doge and Mooting, Haley Welch saw a golden opportunity to join the game. With 2.6 million Instagram followers and millions of podcast views, she was confident she could turn Hawk Tuah into a successful digital currency.
Do you do anything with crypto?
Yeah, I do a lot with crypto, actually. I've got a shit ton of Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Oh yeah, if I launch a meme coin, can I give you some tokens?
Yeah, I'll give you my wallet.
Okay.
On November 6, 2024, she announced plans to launch a meme coin on X, flaunting a crypto wallet and inviting fans to join a whitelist for free tokens. When crypto investigator Zach XBT warned of potential scam risks, Welch dismissed it as fake news and pressed forward.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
On December 4th, 2024, she launched Hawk, a Solana-based meme coin, in partnership with Overhere Limited and Alex Larson Schultz, aka Doc Hollywood. Overhere marketed the project as a game changer in crypto, promising to connect hundreds of thousands of crypto novices to Welch's community. It was pitched as a fun way to engage fans, a legitimate investment with to-the-moon potential. In an X post shortly after the launch, she thanked 15,000 coin holders and declared, "We got hit by bot snipers, but we didn't sell a single token. I'm here to stay, and the plan is to give these coins to real fans, those buying my merch, watching my podcast, and donating to charity." Welch spared no effort in promotion. On Hawk Tuah podcast episodes, she invited figures like Mark Cuban to discuss crypto, emphasizing that Hawk wasn't a cash grab but a community-driven project. She told Fortune that Hawk wasn't just for money but to combat imposters exploiting her name. On X and Instagram, she posted relentlessly, urging fans to invest with captions like Hawk Tuah to the moon. To fans, this was a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Their authentic, small-town idol was offering a fun, trustworthy path to wealth. Fear of missing out drove thousands from small investors to die-hard fans to pour money into Hawk without thorough scrutiny. But the joy was short-lived. Minutes after launch, Hawk skyrocketed to a $490 million valuation, stunning the crypto community. Within 20 minutes, its value crashed 95% to about $26.4 million. One investor recounted his $35,000 investment dwindling to $2,000 in moments. Estimated losses ranged from $180,000 to $1.2 million, wiping out the savings and even college funds of thousands who followed their idol. Bubble Maps analysis revealed 96% of Hawk's supply was controlled by 10 tightly linked wallets, with 285 pre-sale investors, mostly in Asia, buying in at a $16.69 million valuation, raising $2.8 million. Of these, 89 wallets sold 100% of their tokens at launch, and 47 sold over 50%. Blockchain data showed 80 to 90% of Hawk's supply was held by insider wallets from the start, fueling accusations of a pump-and-dump scheme where insiders inflate the price to sell off, leaving investors with heavy losses. Notably, 17% of the supply went to pre-sale investors, raising $2.8 million, but there was no promised one-month lock or gradual distribution over a year. Instead, 80% remained with unidentified developers. The internet erupted. On X, hashtags like #Hawk Tuah scam and #Justice for Hawk Tuah trended heavily. Fans who once idolized Welch now branded her a fraud, demanding answers. An X comment captured the betrayal. "I thought it was a community movement, but it was a trap. I bought merch, watched the podcast, and now my savings are gone because of her." As criticism reached its peak, Cautionary, a YouTuber renowned for crypto investigations, emerged as the community's hero. Using blockchain data, he exposed that insider wallets dumped tokens at the peak, pocketing over $1 million in transaction fees while fans suffered heavy losses. In his video exposing the Hawk Tuah scam December 5, 2024, he revealed Welch's team collected a 15% fee, netting nearly $2 million in 24 hours. The climax hit on December 4, 2024, during a heated X Spaces confrontation between Cautionary, Welch, and Overhere. Welch, trembling, read a cliched script while Overhere claimed only 3% of tokens went to the public, with 17% strategically allocated to non-US investors. They dismissed critics as haters, even taunting, "Join in or keep hating." Cautionary fired back, "This is the worst coin launch I've ever seen. You made millions while fans got fleeced. Who pocketed the $2.8 million from the presale? Who took the transaction fees?" When Overhere deflected, citing fees for project maintenance, lawyers, and a Cayman fund, he shot back, "You raked in nearly $2 million in 24 hours, while fans lost everything."
This is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
You just pull a rug. I don't know what you're trying to say. It's not true. Yeah, that's defamation.
Obviously, a screenshot of a lot of sells from insiders who did not have to pay. How did you get free tokens? Well, you were an insider, right? Someone just made over $1 million on fee. Who made it?
First of all, the fees were there with Meteora pools, and that goes to, yes, the creator, right?
Who is the project?
Well, the project is over here, Haley Welch.
Unable to handle the pressure, Welch abruptly left the room, saying, "I gotta go to bed," leaving her team scrambling.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay. I guess we're talking over here.
CautionAry ended with a resolute statement. They can't answer because the truth is obvious. This is a scam, and Haley's fans are the biggest victims. I'm just doing my job, exposing those who exploit trust. Welch's response only worsened things. In a brief Instagram video, she sobbed, blamed trusted associates, thanked true fans, and vaguely promised to fix things without a concrete plan. On December 20th, 2024, under intense pressure, she posted on X, pledging to work with victims' lawyers to find the truth. But the hollow promise further enraged the public. The situation grew so severe that the FBI and SEC stepped in, forcing Welch to surrender her phone for the investigation. Legal documents filed in a New York federal court on December 19, 2024, accused Overhear Limited, Clinton So, and the Tuah the Moon Foundation of selling Hawk without proper securities registration, creating a speculative frenzy driven by Welch's fame. Though not directly named in the lawsuit, her promotional role made her the focal point of criticism. An outraged investor said, "She used her fame to lure us in, then ran when it all collapsed." It seemed that, after the fiery confrontation and FBI pressure, Welch would take accountability, but no. What followed only deepened the wound to public trust. While fans lost their savings and faith, Welch repeatedly played the victim. She claimed ignorance of crypto, saying she only wanted to connect with fans. In a later interview, she blamed Doc Hollywood, calling him a shady figure, and admitted her biggest mistake was trusting a friend of a friend without due diligence. She described CautionAry as intimidating, even dubbing him the Voldemort of crypto. However, leaked contract documents told a starkly different story. Welch was paid $125,000 up front, with a commitment for an additional $200,000 within 30 days of the coin's launch, plus 50% of the project's net profits, including market fees and presale revenue. Data from Doc Hollywood showed $4 million was raised, meaning Welch could have pocketed up to $1.6 million if the project succeeded. Yet, she and her team repeatedly denied this, claiming she received only 5% of the tokens locked for a year, investing over 3 years, leaving her with just 3.5% after splits.
I did not make a dime off of it. Everything I paid for, like, PR crisis, a new lawyer, so I mean, I've really come out with nothing.
Whatever the truth, the public saw one thing: Welch exploited the trust of millions to promote a project she didn't control and perhaps didn't want to. While small investors lost everything, her team and partners like Overhear allegedly pocketed millions in transaction fees. Blaming snipers and teammates only highlighted her irresponsibility, leaving a gnawing question: was Welch truly naive, or did she willfully turn a blind eye for profit? After the Hawk coin scandal, Welch attempted to salvage her reputation by relaunching her career. She vanished from social media for a time, hoping the controversy would fade. But before the storm could settle, a new incident erupted. On February 6, 2025, a leaked Hawk Tuah podcast episode surfaced online, revealing Welch spending 40 minutes blaming everyone but herself. Welch returned to podcasting in February 2025, inviting high-profile guests like FaZe Banks and KSI to regain attention. She also appeared in a cameo as herself in a party scene in Glenn Powell's series Chad Powers, but instead of a triumphant comeback, it quickly turned disastrous. In the comeback podcast episode on February 6, 2025, Welch featured FaZe Banks, founder of FaZe Clan, to discuss the Hawk coin scandal. Banks emphasized transparency as a priority and brought 2 crypto experts, Thread Guy, a popular streamer, and Frank DGOs, a successful trader, to question the project. However, Welch repeatedly played the victim, feigning tears and saying, "We're trying to fix things. I don't want to cry, it'll be okay." Just 5 minutes in, she brazenly inserted an ad for sponsor Game Time, stating, "Game Time trusts me and I trust them. They're more loyal than your boyfriends." This was slammed as disrespectful to fans who lost money because of her.
Thank you to all my true fans and all the people that actually watch my stuff and they keep up with me. We're trying to sort out all the pieces and stuff to like get all this figured out and make everything right. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
No, don't cry, don't cry. You're
Yeah,
adorable.
just give us a minute.
It's gonna be okay.
Banks, who had agreed to the podcast on the condition it wouldn't leak to avoid market manipulation, was furious when he discovered Welch's team had let it slip, causing Hawk's price to spike again before crashing. He publicly criticized her on X. "I agreed to do the podcast to hear Welch's side, but only if it didn't leak until we had solutions. Her team botched it, the coin's price surged unnaturally, and they messed it up again. Poor girl, fire the whole team." Banks further suggested Welch use the $125,000 she'd already received and the upcoming $200,000 to buy back and lock tokens as a way to make amends. Instead, her team exploited the leak to pump Hawk's price again. The podcast episode was canceled shortly after, leaving Welch's credibility in tatters. The fallout was severe. Podcast views plummeted from millions to mere tens of thousands, with new episodes heavily disliked and flooded with negative comments like, "She thinks she can scam us and return like nothing happened." Her 15 minutes of fame are over, sponsors pulled out, and core fans, once captivated by her authenticity, turned their backs. Her social media metrics crashed, with followers dropping sharply and engagement nearly non-existent. On X, comments like "she scammed us for money and then played innocent" dominated. In a bid to preserve her image, Welch announced she was leaving Jake Paul's Betterer to go independent. But this move failed to restore trust, as most believed she had no chance of a comeback. A documentary project, Hawk Tuah, announced by Bungalow Media in 2025, promised to chronicle her journey, but was ridiculed as a desperate attempt to profit from failure. By September 2025, Welch had nearly vanished from social media, posting only occasional brief updates with no trace of her former glory. Her journey from a random Nashville street moment to the peak of fame and then a plunge into failure serves as a cautionary tale about the fleeting nature of social media stardom. She wasn't just a victim of a risky crypto system, but a complicit participant, exploiting the trust of millions to promote a project she didn't fully understand. Thousands of investors who believed in the authentic small-town girl now face debt, financial ruin, and betrayal. Meanwhile, Welch and her team pocketed millions in transaction fees, offering only hollow excuses and crocodile tears. She cared about her fans only when it burnished her image and was ready to profit from tokens until legal threats loomed. The story of Hawk Tuah Girl is not just about a crypto scam, but a painful reminder of the responsibility borne by influencers in the digital age. In an era where a witty remark can turn someone into a millionaire overnight, are we too quick to idolize strangers, and are we ready to bet everything money, trust, and hope on empty promises just because of a viral social media moment? The answer, perhaps, lies in the wreckage Haley Welch left behind after those fateful 176 days.